identify these people and get to them and say, listen, you are earning so much, but you're not paying taxes. Pay your taxes.
But
the last bit, Leo, just indulge me. The last bit is what they call the interagency collaboration. That can also help. So by fostering collaboration between the Ghana Revenue Authority, that's the GRA, the National Identification Authority, that's the NIA, and other relevant agencies, they can all team up and say, listen, we have data of all these people. Let's track what is going through their accounts. Let's track what is going through their Momo accounts. Let's track what they're doing. We can identify these people and then send them letters or messages and say, listen, we know who you are, we know what you're doing, we know you're not paying taxes. We're going to block your Momo account. We're going to prevent you from making transactions or even getting businesses to do. They will set up.
Because Dave, you are right, because when the elections were happening, any constituency Mahama was going or Bamia was going, they were able to tell us.
Yes.
Did you realize?
Yes.
So when Mahama came to Ashanti region, they told us. When Bamia came to Ofurikrom, I received a message.
And let me even add to that.
It tells you that the telcos even know.
Aside from that, don't forget your thought flow. Just to add to this. And you would also realize that they sent you direct messages telling you what Bamia expects of you.
Yes.
What JM expects of you. They send you direct messages.
So it tells you that beyond they even knowing our numbers, they know our localities.
Yes, they do.
And zone it down to polling stations. You know how, you see, in fact, David, the politicians have lots of data. You know how the NDC won the elections. They're able to trace Upper East, Upper West. When COVID happened, those people that were at the polling station, they were able to trace them to the Ashamans, to the Madinas, to the other Zongos down south, because they are coming to work. Then when they make them and they come up north. So even in politicians, decent to the polling station executives are able to track their members on the polling station register down south. We can do when it comes to tax. David, I genuinely feel that nobody should bring us any excuse.
Yeah, that's why
all the formalization that we talked about. The data is there.
That's why if anybody says it's difficult to track those in the informal sector, I'm like, no, we are just being lazy. That's why we are giving those excuses. Simple thing. All those boys that are pushing cuts in town, it's in your task force to be held with tax certificate way. One farm that thing isn't difficult to do. If we do those things, enforce it, you'll be forced to go to the IRS and get these things for yourself and then work on it. But be sure because of those small tickets that we give them and they pay, that's it.
But the bottom line, like I'm saying, technology is available.
It's an enabler.
And yes, and if we want to use technology, listen. People have registered, and I don't want to sound like a broken record. They have almost every information about almost every Ghanaian.
Should I give you another example?
Even the health insurance. Data of every human being is on the health insurance. We get to know who they are, what they do, and all that.
David, for example, the last time we were going to Pasetia, as a police officer stopped me at Nkari. Her issue with me is that why don't I have my car, don't put my insurance on it except the roadworthy, because by law the roadworthy should be on. The insurance is not compulsory. And I'm saying, but there's a short code check. There's a code on here saying, I'm officer Menkai. I genuinely I didn't remember. So he checked, then it was there. My insurance is due tomorrow. I was just having a conversation with David. I didn't even know you should do it on that same day or a day prior. Because
a day before
something. Now this is interesting. Do you know what they want? My roadworthy booklet. Listen on Ghana card, the vehicle change of ownership thing. And I was asking the gentleman, why do you need all this? One person, you go to Senate, your biometrics are taken, your details are taken. You go to DVLA, your biometrics are taken, your details are taken. You go to insurance, your biometrics are taken.
So we don't have a centralized
system. There need to be one centralized.
But didn't even tell us that with the the Ghana card, all those things will be uploaded onto it.
That is why I always say that we have not fully unleashed the potential of the Ghana card. That thing is a gold mine, and the data is a 21st century natural resource. Why must I?
So you agree when Baumia says it's worth more than 5 interchanges?
That I don't agree. but the data, David, you remember the people say we're defending them. It's because I've always said that when we do it well, because Leo, for example, if I want to renew my insurance, when you key in my vehicle registration number, every detail is there.
Yeah.
Every detail is there. So you see, sometimes I feel that the bureaucratic system also work on our psyche, that we feel everything is difficult. Because David, for example, this thing that Prof talked about yesterday, we were arguing about. Oforikrum. And Oforikrum cannot tell me they don't know every single builder at any of the new sites around Ayidiase. Because they're able to go, as Leo said, use the red paint and say that stop where. How did they locate that building? The building being worked on, there's somebody there working on the building. There's a foreman. There's a something. In fact, when Ghana Statistical Service want to count us, David, 32 million of us, so they're able to count all of our count our household. Even if when David is not there, the head of the house, they ask the wife, Mrs. Akwete, how many are you in this one? Oh, they say we are 4. Then they ask you, what is the age of them? Then we tell us. What is your husband's age? What is the work? They tell us. Ghana Statistical Service is able to do this. How many months do they use to do the census? How many months?
Few months.
Few months.
But even what Eugene just touched on just brought another thing to mind. So if our leaders are telling us that they can identify these people who are in the informal sector, give it to Professor Samuel Enin and his people. They will easily tell us how many plumbers we have,
not difficult.
how many mechanics we have, how many computers we have. Professor Enin and his people, Ghana Statistical Service.
We have that Ghana card. They ask you the work you do.
No, what I'm saying is maybe for NAS we speak, they can come and tell us we identify we need to be more matic. Okay. But if we're serious and we really want to expand the tax net and rope all these people in, we can know how many plumbers we have.
Dave, you have the data. I can pull it for you. David,
no, I'm not saying you're not getting my point, though. You're not, maybe I'm not explaining it well.
So say right now we don't know.
No, I'm saying that we know, but we're speaking hypothetically here. What I'm saying is that we can get the list of plumbers, list of painters, where they live, any side of
I get you, because generally not all of them have cars.
Yes. So once you have all that data, then we can say that okay, fine. These are the number of plumbers we have in Ghana. These are the carpenters we have in Ghana, and per the numbers we have, this is where you live currently. This is what you do currently. This is where your job location is currently. Can we trace these people, document it,
easily,
and then tax them
easily? David, in fact, what you are doing is also, Charlie, you are bringing ideas. You see, what David is doing will also help us to know that there are certain places that are in demand for certain services, or they are in shortage of certain professionals.
Exactly.
And you have to go there.
Yeah.
So David, that is why a student saying he's living in London, we say that because of the wage system in London, I'll go to Birmingham, I go to Huntington to work and go back to London when school reopens. So you know that amazing for Busuo, if you for Lucrum, if you're amazing for Norsuo, Achmampumia, intimate Sarampa, make of Fahabia Biaye. So all these things can be done.
And pay for the
GRA people should call us.
But in all of this, I'll land with this. In all of this, we can activate the phone lines when I'm done. In all of this, if we're able to do it successfully, and I think that we can do this within 1 year. Once you receive our taxes, the usage of our taxes by these political heads is important.
Yeah.
Use it to develop the country.
That was what
Use it to make life comfortable for every Ghanaian.
I have this British friend, young boy, about 23 years old, and then we were talking about taxes, and then he admitted that paying taxes is some of the most difficult things. And said they said we will treat but he said the reason why from where he's from people pay even though it's very difficult to do is because so it is expensive, it is draining them, but they see the dividend.
Yeah.
Look at this issue of Dumso.
Yes,
look at this issue of Dumso. How many years have we talked about Dumso? As we speak right now, we still owe IPPs. ECG owes 18 million and all that. But if we are paying our taxes, and people who are managing these taxes for us use it to do the right thing, and I get home all the time, have lights. I want to read, have lights. I want to listen to my news, have lights. If my healthcare is better, if my roads are better, if the education system is better, why will I complain when I'm paying my taxes?
Yeah.
Charlie, you guys, let's open the phone lines. 03220 83596, 03220 83597, 03220 83598.